Sekarang kita lagi main Autopsy Simulator.
Office at the Medical Examiner, Petersville. Dr. Jack Hampton is speaking. How can I help you?
Mana
Good
ini
evening,
kok nggak
this is
muncul?
Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife! Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken. Where did I leave my meds this time?
Kita ke mana? Langsung ke ruangan ini. Apa ke WC dulu? WC dulu aja ya. For your pills. Oh, dia depression. Butuh pills.
Okay, time to pull myself together. And get back to work.
Get back to work. Ada apa ini? Kita kepo dulu ya. Oh, nggak bisa. Oh, keep. Oh, back. Oke, kita balik.
I need to set the camera first.
Kamera. Ini kayaknya.
But the word is, the lab will be open tomorrow.
Mana ruang kamera di mana? Apakah di sini? Mana kamera? Di sini gitu?
This place is starting to look like a hoarder's dream, rather than a storage room.
Mana sih ruang kamera? Oh ini. Kamera cuy.
Now remember, Jack, don't forget to hit the record button this time.
What place into the tripod as desisting room? Desisting room tuh yang mana sih yang tadi ya? Assalamualaikum.
Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up.
Oh ini dia guys. Kita simpan di sini. Aman.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame.
Ini.
This should be fine. November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Handman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those, let's start.
Ya, ini dia step by stepnya ya.
Visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. Original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital. Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
Police folder 2.
The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows. Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket. The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man. The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and unemployed for at least a couple of years. He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and that's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves. Now it's our turn to take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera. It's in here somewhere.
Mana kamera?
Aha! There you are. I knew it was here somewhere. As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame.
Ini nyalain ya. Ini mah.
Voila! Now we move on to the next step, looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary. Some wounds at the feet and signs of frostbite, probably because the subject's shoes were too small. That's something interesting. It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain. Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite? A boiler-healed wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
Okay.
In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Potobor ini kan. Mana potobor? Potoboard. Oh ini. Kita simpan di sini katanya guys. Kita mulai autopsinya.
Personal information. The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay. As you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin. Which spot first?
Move-nya terlalu.
I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell, and this was an accident just waiting to happen. Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color. It looks like a burn mark. No doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case. Definitely a painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters. Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all. So far, there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes. First, I mark the location of the injuries and make notes for each one. So, the head wound. Definitely an important clue, even though this type of wound didn't contribute. We're not in frost season yet. If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction. The safety of the internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of. Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby, this is of no interest to us. Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list. We still have one thing left from the basics: rigor mortis. Well, we take our deceased by the hand.
Terus ini pelan-pelan. Maaf ya. Oh.
Now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose.
Ini.
What's the conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct. Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw.
School saw. Oh ini.
The cut is made from ear to ear. After which, we remove the skin and the top of the skull. After the basic examination, we can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross-section. Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
Cutting board.
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us. So far, so good. The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
The autopsy. Balik lagi guys ke sini. Kelewat. Okay.
We can rule the fatal accident out as well. Brain is in good condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs.
No, dah.
I grab a scalpel from my kit.
Grab the scalpel. Lagi ya. Scalpel.
The incision should be in the shape of a letter Y.
Kok ininya susah.
We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate. Alright, now we peel back and separate the skin.
Empty hand. Ketang kosong. Nah, ini innernya.
Now, we need to remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for this. Quite a satisfying crunch, for some anyway. After removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly notice two things. Firstly, there is no congestion of the internal organs. This we can see widespread black and tarry deposits caused by smoking cigarettes. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but... what was I talking about? Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation. What now? The syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples. Specifically 3. From the eye, the heart, and the bladder. I'm interested to see the concentration of alcohol in the body. 5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it. Left on the bladder, we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid. Vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse. Now we take our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings. Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
Retrieve the notebook itu mana? Catatan. Oke. Fisiknya mana sih? Ini.
This whole thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime. Let's get back to the examination.
Operasikan centrifuge.
We put all of the samples into the rotor. Now, we set the appropriate time and speed.
70%. Time-nya 15 menit. Ini 70%.
Okay, let's roll.
Udah. Start. Susah juga.
Oh shit, the fuses again. My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
Oke.
Let's see what we got here.
Collect the sample.
Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all.
Oke, terus.
Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart.
Si.
We remove the organ and examine it closely.
Begin at the rogue heart and lead this by examining organ.
We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine. The pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death. Now let's take a closer look at the stomach.
Stomach.
Size is normal, healthy, pink color, and as expected, the stomach has no major external damage. We must now cut it open and inspect inside. We will do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out.
Is it?
We open the stomach along the greater curvature, from the heart to the pyloric end. Oh, I already feel like there's something left inside.
Susah banget. Serot. Yes. Jangan sampai ke pinggir, guys. Ini lumayan sulit ya.
Okay, large amount of gas, small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
Return to the autopsy. Kok kayak gini sih, dia kayak mabok. Emang mabok?
No. Everything is spinning. Pills. I have to take pills.
Oh, dia butuh pills. Pills. Pantesan gue jadi mabuk ini. Aman.
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is... It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck.
Begin at a thorough trachea analysis.
At first glance, the trachea looks normal. Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't tell us anything. This time we'll cut on a tray. While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision. To be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen. And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Return to the autopsy.
Based on the report and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back. Then, the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death. That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
Appropriate manner of death. Asiden tuh kan kecelakaan. Kan dia kesedak, meninggalnya kesedak, yang berarti apa? Asiden natural.
And now it's all clear. The death was suffocation. Now, signature. The mystery is solved. But for us, this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up. For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps.
Nggak ditempelin lagi ya?
And then, we sew the deceased back up. I'm using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do.
Kasian banget.
Beautiful.
Beautiful apanya?
Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey.
Kok nggak bisa?
God, I'm tired. I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar.
To your car in the parking lot.
I'll call Steven. I don't feel like drinking alone today.
Head to your car. Ya bener. Kok gelap sih? Katanya biarin aja. Kita harus diklik. Wah. Yuhuu. Wah.
Forgive me. What? Christ. What a dream. Fuck.
Take your pills. Mana pills? Pillsnya mana ya?
So much light everywhere. A pill a day keeps the defective Jack away. It's a shame these won't help with my hangover. It's just too dirty to use. The fucking phone. Okay. I know I'm late. I'll be there soon. It's not like the dead are impatient.
Jack, no.
Alice? Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home, too. How is everything? We haven't talked since... you know.
Well, there are good days, and there are bad days. What can I say? At least I can hide away at work.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Okay, how can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask, do you have any pictures of Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together? I'd love to have something to remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure. I'll look through her things.
Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. All this can't be easy for you.
I'll get through it somehow. I've been meaning to sort through her stuff for a while. Have you asked Stephen if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He said he gave everything to their mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack, I know you're trying. That you cope somehow. Stephen's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I mean, if you wanted to reminisce about Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and I still have some errands to run on the way.
Oh. Okay, sure. Sorry to keep you.
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call, and bye.
Oh, do you have my address?
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292 Browning Lane, apartment 432, Johnson City, New York, 13790.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank you. It would mean a lot to me. Just miss her so much.
Yeah, me too. And that's okay. Really, no problem.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
You too, Charlotte. It was nice to hear you. Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send.
Find a photo of Alice. Apa itu? Tiba-tiba saja ada sesuatu, guys. Alice-nya kayak ini, siapa? Yang itu tuh nyanyi.
It's been almost a year. It's always good to have something for a rainy day. Till death do us part. It was a miracle that the coffee didn't wash off the writing. And that she said yes. Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam. It's hard to believe they've known each other for so long. It would be better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display and not hidden in a drawer. Okay, time to go to work. I'm seriously late.
Maaf cuy.
I should grab some coffee and aspirin on the way.
Yalah nutupan pantul. Salah.
These fluorescent tubes are brutal.
Ya, lupa, sorry. Shoo, 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 shoo. Mana sih? Kesini. Salah. Shoo, 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 shoo. Kesini ya. Ini tuh horor banget nih area ini. Tapi pas keluar cerah, kayak gelap banget, madesu gitu.
I hope this helps, Charlotte. Okay, all done here. Time to go. Huh? Damn, I forgot my jacket. Well, I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad. Nice and fresh. At least it's peaceful here.
Madesu.
Good evening, Mr. Ridley.
The timesheet, Hammond.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy.
Bukan dong. Bukan. Terus kemana? Buka.
Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine.
Check your voicemail. Oh, do you want this?
Hi, Jack. I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and... I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's fucking dog. You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That fucking furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay? Bye. I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning. She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not a reprimand for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown will learn to look under his feet.
Inspect your muffin.
Birthday. I actually forgot it was today. Alice baked me muffins like these every birthday. A treat for later. I always crave something sweet after a section. Okay, maybe later. I'm still hungover, and it might tip me over the edge.
Dissecting. Apron. Dissecting. Mana apron? Yang apronnya di mana? Dissecting room itu di mana? Oh iya. Assalamualaikum. Ini kok nggak bisa maju?
Ah, man. I remember you. You were on that talent show. What was your name again?